China's central banker uses the B word, and all eyes are back on Shanghai, with stock watchers wondering when the bloodletting will begin. So we'll look at crash scenarios and see whether the charts bear out the fearmongers. But first, today's numbers and a look at IPOs. Markets reopened after the May Day Labor Day holiday last week with new small gains. The Shanghai Composite Index was up almost 3% to close May 7 at 3,592, reflecting the bullish appetite for Chinese shares among foreign investors. The Shanghai B share index was up over 9% and Shenzhen B shares were up over 8%, both new record highs. A big new oil and gas discovery in Bohai Bay of China's Yellow Sea was announced by PetroChina, and share prices reacted accordingly. On the New York Stock Exchange, they were up 1.37% to over $127 per share. The new field has 3 billion barrels of recoverable oil and large potential gas production as well. Asia Media, mentioned in a previous episode, listed on the Tokyo Stock Exchange April 26, the first Chinese company to IPO on Tokyo, and has been rising steadily due to great interest in Chinese companies. Chaoxing Mobile Communication, a producer of mobile handsets and equipment, debuted on the New York Stock Exchange May 3 under symbol QXM. It was a lackluster opening and the stock has dropped almost 6%. China's mobile telecom industry is dynamic and growing fast but crowded and in need of further integration. And another solar energy play is coming. China Sunergy, a solar cell manufacturer, will sell over 8 million ADR shares priced between $8 to $10 US. No further details at this time.
Hello, Zhou Xiaotuan, China's central banker, the head of the People's Bank of China, was asked at a conference in Switzerland whether he believed the Shanghai market was in a bubble, and he said yes. This has fueled speculation that a fall is coming. So we'll look at a couple of crash scenarios. One of the most obvious comparisons has been to the great NASDAQ bull run, which began in the very late 1990s. As you can see, there's a long progression starting from the early 1990s, very slow rise leading to the famous 2-year peak that began in 99 all the way up to 2000, 2001 with the plummet. And it's a very obvious peak with a few earlier parallels. Another one that would come to mind would be the Nikkei bull run of the 1980s in Tokyo. And here you see a sort of a very similar thing, whereas throughout the 80s we have this slow progression and then a 2-year peak occurring around 88, 89, 90, leading to the great fall also in Tokyo. And if we look at the Shanghai Composite Index with this in mind, we see a couple of similarities, but you also see some great dissimilarities. One of the most obvious is that unlike NASDAQ or Tokyo, we do not see this slow progression up. We actually see a series of bull runs and bear markets. The peak of July 27, 2001, only just recently having been regained, and now we see at the far right on my chart, my very crude way to show a 2-year possible peak. So what does this mean? It could be that based on these trajectories, the Shanghai Composite may reach another 1,000 points and end up at 4,600. I don't know. Does any of this make sense? We'll find out soon enough. I'll see you next week.